Hello world! Audio routing programs like Groundcontrol by Ginger Audio or Loopback by Amoeba are super useful for routing audio between applications on your Mac or PC. For music producers, routing audio into the DAW from applications like Spotify is a great way to analyze songs, as demonstrated in my video on the Music Producer's Guide to Analyzing Songs. And routing audio out of the DAW to other applications can be just as useful, allowing you to broadcast your DAW audio over a video call for collabs, or to record your screen and audio for tutorial videos. Simply set the routing application, in this case Groundcontrol, as the audio output. And in the application where you want to capture the audio, select the same routing device. You can then monitor that output from whichever device you choose within the routing software. If you're a regular streamer, YouTuber, or just general user of these routing applications, it can be tempting to simply leave the DAW set up in this way, regardless of whether you're actually routing the audio out to another application. But this can lead to real issues when tracking any vocals or instruments. It's an issue that isn't really publicized, so I want to put a spotlight on it. To demonstrate, I'm going to play a short click sample in the DAW directly out to my headphones, and then record the audio back into the DAW via my microphone. If I play and record the click, you can see the delay between the output and the input audio is almost zero. Importantly, if I change the buffer size, the delay time doesn't change, as the DAW compensates for the extra delay by shifting back the recorded audio. Depending on what audio interface you're using, you may see a slightly different delay here, and that can be compensated for by adjusting the driver error compensation. But regardless, this will remain independent of the buffer size. Now, let's instead route the audio out through one of these audio routing applications and select my audio interface headphones as the monitor device. This time, we see a substantial delay introduced by the routing application. In other words, if I was to record vocals or instruments over audio playing from the DAW, the audio I'm singing to will have an additional delay, and so everything I record back into the DAW will be completely misaligned. Now, that in itself isn't a big issue. If we know the additional delay time introduced by the routing software, we can compensate for this by using driver error compensation. Jolly good. But the size of this delay isn't fixed. For any given buffer size, it changes. So unless you don't ever touch the buffer size, that just isn't practical. I've tested multiple other audio routing software, and the same issue shows up time after time. In some cases, I even saw different delay times for the same buffer size. So every time you record a take, there's no knowing for sure exactly how long the delay time will be, and so you can't really compensate for it. So, if you use audio routing software, just make sure that next time you go to track vocals or instruments, you aren't still monitoring via an audio routing software. Otherwise, you'll just end up spending a ton of time manually fixing the timing of all your recordings afterwards, and ain't nobody got time for that. Click.